Aging in Style is sponsored by Masonicare, 125 years of caring for seniors.
All right, time now for Aging in Style. Have you ever wondered what assisted living really consists of?
Holly Warner is the Regional Director of Residential Sales at Masonicare, and she's joining to explain why it might just be the right fit for you or a loved one. Welcome, Holly.
Hi, thank you for having me back.
Oh, well, thank you so much. All right, so my first question is, my mom is 88. She lives on her own. She's completely healthy. Is assisted living right for her, or she should be thinking about that, or it's not for completely healthy people? That's what I've always wondered.
So that's a good question. She may not be ready quite yet. She may be more an independent living candidate, but you should start thinking about it now. Start planning, because a lot of people come to us during a crisis, and you don't want that. You want to choose where you're going beforehand.
Okay, that's a perfect answer.
Yeah, so I mean, and a lot of times it is something that when you first approach your parents, maybe they don't want to hear it. So it's a good idea to even introduce the idea of it. And you can talk about all the benefits. Like, why is there such an uptick of people now looking for assisted living this time of year?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what happens, we just had our first major snowstorm, which I heard you guys talking a bit about before this, right? And people get nervous. It's if they have a caregiver coming to the home, they may not be able to make it, or mom and dad may not be able to make it out to get that groceries or, medication or whatever it is they need in the home. So they start thinking about it. Other things that happen, people go home for the holidays. Maybe not as much this year, of course, during COVID, but they do. They check on mom and dad and they see, hey, we came home for Christmas and the turkey was still in the oven without the oven turned on.
Oh.
And those are clues that it's time to start looking. And assisted living is really just that. It is your own apartment of your choosing, so that you still have your independence, but us coming in to give you the care that you need.
And how is it paid for? Does Medicare or Medicaid pay for it, or you have to have your own? You have to spend down your personal income. How does that all work, Holly?
So Medicare and Medicaid do not pay for assisted living, unfortunately.
Okay.
It is private pay. But what most people are doing, honestly, is selling their home to come to us. It's time for that kind of transition. There are a few different programs that can help with the cost, but like long-term insurance, if any of us had the great presence of mind to get that, is a wonderful thing. But for the most part, it is private pay.
Okay, so long-term insurance that's something that I should start thinking about.
Yes, they always say we should look at that, especially at a younger age. But also, sometimes it's the idea of moving, especially in a place you might have been at a long time, is overwhelming. So what is Masonicare Moves, and how does that help people ease their transition?
What a great and exciting question. So I love Masonicare Moves because you've got people who have been in their home for years and years, right? How do you make that transition? No one likes to move, any of us. It's such a hard thing. We work with vendors who will come to your home, pack you up, help you pick those special things you want to take, and do all the work for you, so that when you show up at your new apartment, everything's arranged and it feels just like home walking in.
Okay, so you're actually moving in with things that belong to you, as opposed to walking into a preset atmosphere.
Absolutely. In fact, we encourage that. We want it to feel as familiar as possible.
Okay.
And it's so great because, one of the biggest dangers, and we've seen this in the pandemic for elderly folk especially, is the loneliness.
Yeah.
So in this transition to assisted living, not only getting some more help in your life, which is always nice, you're going to be around people safely, and that can really extend your quality of life.
Absolutely. And, one of the great things we've been able to do is to continue activities and things like that in a different way. But we have been able to continue that in the community and still give these folks some kind of socialization.
Holly, as long as somebody's going to cook for me, I'm there.
3 meals a day, my friend. 3 meals a day.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.
And weekly housekeeping.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
I tell you, they need to have that. That all needs to start younger.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Holly. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for
more
having me.
information, you can
Happy
get
New
some
Year.
information.
Happy
Maybe
New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, have the conversation with your loved one. You can visit Masonicare.org.